when it goes to race session, is there
You'll have 2-3 minutes to it. Welcome to the ESR Disc or Enduro series from Bathurst. People are talking. Hey, if they don't know that, they just haven't done a race, and that's just rude. This is the Enduro series. This will be a 90-minute race. And my first race with a webcam! Mind you, of course, that means I had to make my bed, which I'm usually lazy and don't do. Beds that way. And you can see my, junk pile behind my head. Anyways, let's get my, Camelback. Ugh, it's warm. Oh, no! There we go. So it'll be 90 minutes with 2 pit stops around Bathurst. It's going to be fairly destructive. Let me know what you think about the webcam being here. Is it a plus? Is it a negative? I don't know. It could be either. I'll be back after qualifying here. 12th place in practice. Not too bad. Man, Castano Muniz and Spriggs at the end there really kicked it up because I was within 2 seconds for most of the session and just lost it now. But I'm nice and close to Martin Edmonds, most of the silvers. Dumas is not silver, despite being displayed as such. Leb is silver, as is Rahastachek. So they're the top silvers in the key here. And of course, I'll be looking to pick up a podium in the silver category. A win overall is unlikely. A podium overall is unlikely. But if I can get a top 10 and a top 3 in Silver Cup, I'll be pretty happy about that. But there will be a bit of luck involved because, of course, Bathurst tends to be a bit of a carnage pit. And hopefully we don't... Hopefully I get lucky in that regard. So... going into qualifying, be back for the race. Alright. It is about that time. We are ready to roll here at Bathurst. Got 13th in qualifying, 1.8 off of pole. Fairly solid. I think we're going to get a 20th car here in the form of Mike Stop. There, he is here. The number 98 Honda. Okay. So we got a Honda on the field. He'll be coming through because he's lightning fast. If you've been on the YouTube channel, you know Mike Stopmill. So 13th, not too bad. I like where I am in relation to pole. Behind a couple silver cars, Robin Rahastek is ahead of me. He's top silver. Max Simmons, Michael Leb, John Barker, so I'm 5th amongst the silvers, which is not too bad at all. Ahead of Dave Nelson, Liam Curtin, McLaughlin, the AM cars. So actually fairly near the back, but in a competitive spot. The top silver is only about 4/10 a lap ahead of me, according to qualifying times. I'm not the strongest qualifier, so it might actually be closer than that. We'll see what we can do over the 90 minutes that we have to race here. The goal will be obviously to stay safe, and I won't be equaling the 204s that we didn't qualify. No one really will. It'll be heavier fuel, probably not qualifying brakes. More the Enduro brakes. I'm going to unmute the Discord server so you guys can hear any communication that comes in during it. Let's get my glasses on here. Only problem with these gamer glasses is they do fog up on me. But they do help a fair bit. So hopefully we can deal with it. We're going to go 60 liters at the start of the race, 50-50 at the pit stops for 160. And hopefully we'll be able to deliver a solid result here. Top 10 would be beautiful, but I mean, as long as I can move forward from my qualifying position, I'll probably be fairly happy with the results. And if I can just stay away from any carnage or getting in the wall, I mean, that in itself will be a bit of a victory. All right, so let's open this up.
A few laps, you'll be at the front.
Nice car, Martin.
Double check the fuel and stuff. 60 liters starting on set 9, going to set 11 and then set 12. Okay. We're good. Might
I
have to
need to
adjust
hit
some
drive
pressures.
on both computers. Hopefully I have enough time.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I actually have to get up and hit drive on the recording computer over there when it comes time. So get ready for that. I'm going to hustle away and then I'll be right back in about 30 seconds. Yeah, so 2 pit stops required. Tires on both of them. Fuel optional, but I'm going to go with fuel on both of them. Keeps us at relatively
totally
solid
about
fuel
brakes
levels.
1. That made a huge difference, but it was too late.
Alright, 10 seconds more to go. I'll be right back.
Yeah, helps.
Oh, God. I'm such an idiot.
30 seconds.
Alright, hit drive if you're ready.
Drive on that computer. Drive on this computer.
We're doing a formation lap or no?
Short formation lap.
So just start line and go.
You'll get a whole. You have a whole widget, and it'll tell you everything to do.
Just stay close to the car in front of you and in between the speed markers, and you're good.
Car on.
Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck.
Tires and brakes will be real cold.
I think our formation lap is literally just Murray Corner. Yeah, there's the pit there. Get up to Nelson here. I did qualify behind John Barker, which is a little disappointing because the V12 is not very fast on the hill. Although it is reasonably fast in sectors 1 and 3. Perfect start. Fell a little bit behind Barker, if we're being honest. Oh. Constantina, turn 1 into Hell Corner. Aptly named. Martin Edmonds getting a little out of shape there. I'll take the inside/outside line on him. There he is behind me. 188 Aston Martin. Surprised he's the only Aston Martin V8 in the field. Little late on the brakes there, but not too bad. Kind of normal spot actually for brakes, just with first lap things are a little tight together. We got
Stop, there's an accident up the hill.
feel a little bit bad for Leb there, but he seems like he's okay, so that's good. Sean Kenny was involved in the accident, I think. And he's heavily damaged. So that's probably top 10. I'll have to review what happened between me and Leb there. I don't really think there was anywhere I could have gone, but I could be wrong. Down Skyline for the first time. Robin Rahastik up ahead of me. I think he is the leading silver car. DeRoche is facing the wrong way. It looks like he had an incident with
I'm
John
going back, slow on the back straight, so don't go behind me. I had to avoid a crash.
Yep. Doesn't sound like anyone's really calling for a restart, which is
Dude.
good. Hopefully that pacifies on comms, because you're not supposed to say things like dude. Alright, so Rahastatek, Xavier Castano Muniz in the pits. That's not a good sign for him. He was a podium contender. We've also lost somebody, because we started with 20. We're down to 19 cars. So, somebody has called it a day. Mike Stoppbill already up to 7th place, and next up on his list is me in his Honda. I think he's in the Aero Racing Honda, which is actually one of the cooler liveries in the game, so that's nice to have that here. That'll be really cool. Just taking a glance at the recording PC to make sure all is well, while I have a moment of relative solitude where I'm, you know, close to Robin, but not in a hard fight with him. And of course, I don't ever really consider Stop Mill to be someone I can race. Not that I'm necessarily going to completely get out of his way, but he's not going to find a tremendous amount of resistance in me. I think I'm closing on Rahestacek a little bit. Not sure how to say his name, actually, so I'm going with the Rahestacek just because that's how it's spelt. Might be something completely different. Watching the fuel per lap gauge because I've been getting a couple different readings, and it might require me to fuel up a little bit more at the pit stops than I have planned. I was getting anywhere from like 161 to in the 150s, so we actually had the exact same lap as Rahestacek. Interesting. Doesn't usually happen. Get a look back at Mike Stopmill's car there. Martin Edmonds in behind him. Michael Leb, 10th place. Near a silver car in behind me. He's one of the 2 silvers who are listed as pros due to an entry list mistake. Right front tire is a little on the hot side, but nothing too ridiculous. I've made up about 9/10 on Rahestacek this lap. Unfortunately, problem is that Stop Mill is coming even faster. He's going for it. Honda's not great in a straight line. We'll back out a little early on the brakes. Slight mistake there. Got thrown off. Stop Mill passes Rahestacek's McLaren. We're all over the back of him. Rahestacek had a pretty poor lap there. What's the gap back to Edmonds? 2.5, so lost a couple tenths to Edmonds. Probably just from that really sloppy end of the lap there. Was still my best lap at a 207 flat. Hoping I can get at least into the 206s. 207 was my average lap time, and that was Romain Dumas, who I think was battling for the lead. So into 6th place I go, with a decent fight with Rahestacek ahead of me. Coming off a ridiculously bad Brands hatch on board that I didn't even upload. That's how bad it was. Not of embarrassment, just there was no entertainment value except for the physical comedy of me struggling in the wet. With no one even, like, you know, to race with, so feels good here a couple days later to, despite the fact that I'm, you know, not feeling great because I got a intercostal injury. I think that's the word. The muscles that help support your ribs. Basically, the abdominal muscles, in a nutshell, at the side there. One of them is strained to a mild rip, actually, according to the doctor. Sustained in the most embarrassing way possible. Although, you know, fitting way possible. I was doing intercostal Superman exercises for my new exercise program, which I'm about 2 weeks into. I have dropped about 5 pounds. I mean, I'm ignoring Sector 1 because we dodged a spun Mercedes. Still put up a decent lap time, though, actually, 2:07.6. Tires are in good spots. A little bit high on the pressures, but I found I couldn't really get the 27.5 pressure that I want with the heat we have here today. Like, this track is super, super hot. It's in the high 40s. It was 49 for qualifying, I want to say. So I went with 28 PSI, as just trying to keep it below 28 PSI, and we'll be good. People are coming for me. They are starting to stack up back there. There's a couple of people come back from their incidents in the early going. There's no one that I'm super worried about back there. It's Edmonds, Barker, and Leb. Edmonds is, of course, the pro entry of the bunch, but he's not necessarily one of the faster ones. Very new to ACC. His pro entry is more based on his pace in race room than it is in ACC. Which is the case for a number of people. Just stayed on there. Ever so slightly a dive bomb. He might try and come back. Oh! Apologize if I moved into his line there, but I don't think I did. I was going to say he might come back at me at Murray Corner, though. Oh, never mind. That was not for the silver lead. That's Max Simmons holds it up in 4th place there in the Porsche. Recently demoted to silver, Max Simmons. So I think fuel's going to be good. What's my gauge there? 3.61? It's a little to the higher end of what I was thinking, but I am also not quite as fast as my sample lap. I was thinking 207s would be the average. They've so far been the best, so might not get the lap count I'm thinking about. Somebody off ahead. That is Logan Sword, newcomer to ESR. Bronze driver. Seems like a good egg, though. Seems like he really knows his racing. And I look forward to him being, you know, at least silver before long. Him and Grant K. Sorry, I gotta scratch my nose there. Yes, the finger did go slightly in my nose. Wasn't picking it. This is very. It was just the itch was just on the inside of it. I got a decent gap back to Rahestacek. And I'm... Whoa! I was just congratulating myself. I'm gonna have to basically sit still. No one hit me, please. Thank you. Oh, that's no good. From from top 5 back into 11th place I go. Dave Nelson way behind me. DeRoche still running, but quite a ways back. Starting my birthday number car. February the 06. Alright. Let's calm it down. Just nipped a curb there. That was the problem. Slightly late on the... Well, not even late on the brakes. Just slightly offline. So, John Spriggs now ahead of me. Not really a guy I think I can catch. So we're going to more or less ignore that gap. He's top 5 material. So it's McLaughlin and Leb that I'm more interested in. McLaughlin is not really a pro driver. He's in a... His problem is he signed up to race with Dominic Turcotte, who is not here today. But the problem is you can only be in one cup. You're either in Silver Cup the whole season or you're not, sort of thing. So, despite his silver rating, he's going to have to go overall because of that sign up with Dominic. Could have honestly granted him silver, I suppose. He is driving a Jaguar, which is not a good car. But he chose the Jag and drove that decision because Dominic Turcotte I don't think would have picked the Jag otherwise. Nelson has caught up to me massively, although that could be just a timing update. Because there's no way he's made up 14 seconds on me this lap. That's just not really a thing. Let's keep it safe through here. Last couple times through the chase have been a little bit of an adventure. Murray corner, which is so easy to get wrong. There we go. That's a good lap. 2:06.4. Rahestacek in the pit lane. So that's top 10. And that is outside the window for him, I think. Yeah. Well, the window should be open now. Looks like there's an error in the pit window. Just do your pits normally. I'll clear any penalties.
I think you get disqualified if you don't take the
Yeah, but I can clear it.
drive-through. Alright.
I'll handle that. I'll stop at the side of the road if I have to and clear them. And if someone's in the pits right now could put that in the chat, that would be good. Oh. Well, never mind. My game crashed. So the nice thing about Assetto Corsa Competizione is you can reboot the game and rejoin the race, although, obviously, It's not going to be good right now. I'm going to be fucked in terms of result, but hey, we'll do what we can. The Unreal Engine crashing is unfortunately a thing. Make sure we have this right. Okay, we're good. All right. Oops. Let's get moving. Still in 12th place, actually. Controls locked for a bit. So I'm back. Well, I mean, that eliminates any of the fuel concerns, obviously. So the result is not going to be great here. But, you know what? We are going to do our best. We're going to try to put together laps. Still have over an hour to go. I'm probably down only 1 lap. It's actually not that bad. Let's see here. Actually may not even be down a lap yet. You can hear the commentary talking about the dark Bathurst. John Spriggs and Romain Dumas also in the pits. Hopefully they're just serving pit stops.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Alright. Back on track, Liam Curtin up in the top 10. That hurts, because, no offense to Liam, but I think I had his number here today. And to be behind him is it's a little disappointing. So it should definitely be down a lap, though. The control lockup being 2 minutes is almost a full lap. I mean, a lap around here is 205, 206, 207 for me, and faster for some, so...
Sorry, Simmons, you're lagging around on my screen.
I know you've lapped me, Liam, but I mean, I'd like to. Okay, he is letting me through. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Car on the right.
Thank you, Liam.
The car coming up behind you. Clear on the right.
That's a good play. He would have been within his rights to basically be a dick and go, I'm in 10th place. I'm up a lap on you. But at the same time, I'd have been on his ass the whole race. So it's actually pretty damn smart to let me through.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Car 33, drive-through penalty.
Watch out.
That's Grant K, another newcomer. up ahead of me in the Ferrari. So who am I trying to catch? Richard DeRoche, who is in the pits, actually. So I have passed him. So it's Robin Rahestacek, actually, again. That's good. I feel like he was the guy I was going to be battling anyways, so... If I can... I don't know. If I can resume my fight with him, I'll be pretty happy. I am kind of counting that as my first pit stop, though. Grant sent it for a tussle across the sand. Top 10 is probably not possible now. Not without some carnage anyways. Good news is, we are talking at the end of the day about, you know, a track that breeds carnage. Dumas in the pits, McLaughlin, Curtin. Really left Liam for in the dust, actually, or maybe he went in the pits. I don't know. Another mistake at the chase. Chase bites me again. Grant in the pit lane. That'll be to serve his drive-through. So a couple of guys here that I can snag a lap back on. Looks like Richard may not have left the pits, actually. That's disappointing. So Curtin is now actually seemingly on the same lap as me. So we'll find out. I'm on the overall now, and if I can get to the next timing zone and actually get a timing update on my gap to him, it could be that I am actually on his lap. And that possibly makes sense because, no offense to David Brock, who is in 12th place, I suspect problems have occurred for him. Yep, I am getting gaps, so I am, in fact, on the same lap as Liam Curtin. Which, to be honest, makes his decision to let me through under and give me my lap back that much more gentlemanly, to be honest. So he's cleared Dave Brock. Down to 17 cars after starting with 20, so we've lost 3. Some might be coming back, of course. We lost me, and then I came back, for example. Unfortunate failures of software. A bit late, but actually managed to hold the apex nicely. 2:07.2. Not a terrible lap. I don't believe that fastest lap of 2:05.6 actually came up during the race. Also picked up a spot over Brock. Looks like he might have been in the pits. So, Liam Curtin, you are next up on my list. John Spriggs in behind me. This, of course, is the awkward section of the track to let a blue flag through. Because there's not really anywhere safe up here to do it. Obviously, there's the Conrad Straight coming up where I can easily let him through. Close is he? 0.8. He's not close enough on the Conrad. I'll probably let him through after the chase, would be my guess. Depending on the, because like the thing is I'm legging him on the straightaway. That actually makes it quite difficult.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
I'll let you through on the mountain straight, Molly.
Cool, dude.
I'll let you through when we're on.
Car on the left.
I seem to be lacking straight line speed.
I know your Porsche is a little slow. So I didn't let you through on the Conrad. And secretly, I wanted to get that lap time up there because that might have been my fastest lap of the actual race. I know it says I did a 2:05.6. I don't recall doing that, and it's not that I don't think I can do that. I think with low end fuel, it's possible. But it's a really good lap that I just feel like I would have remembered if I did it. Of course, I've completely lost the ability to calculate fuel now. Just because it's, you know, I've lost my count.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
So it's gonna be a little bit more guessy. Like, I mean, it's easy enough. Take it,
Fucking hell.
call it a 2
Sorry,
minute
Martin,
lap.
the guy in front was spinning like a top. I couldn't see which way he was going.
Sorry, we'll hit each other. Wouldn't worry about it.
That's on me. Sorry, guys.
A little bit of an abundance of apologies going on right now, guys. Come on. We're supposed to be race car drivers. We're supposed to be
It's
dicks.
good to be in second, but my car's completely busted now.
I got 30 seconds, I can't feel the difference.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Someone murdering all of the brake markers into the chase. Chase brake markers are gone. Which is fine. I'll just be super cautious in there. I think it was Rahastachek that took him out. Picked up a spot over him as he hits the pits. So Liam Curtin is still the goal. He's 24 seconds up the road. Might be able to catch him. Might lead to some terrible lap times. I've been able to stick with John Spriggs pretty well. Still actually on his tail. And he's in third place. Don't know what the pit stop scenario is, of course. But I know he stopped once, and there shouldn't be too many people who have stopped twice and don't need to stop again. Like, if you stop twice at this point, we're not even halfway through. You could certainly turn it into your mandatories, but I suspect that everyone still has a pit stop to do. Michael Leb in fourth place. Very nice. Closing on Liam Curtin. See if we can get a look at what lap times he's doing. .210 for Liam. I'll be in the 206 or so. Closing in 4 seconds a lap. Might pick up a spot over Albert Arjona here, as he is in the pit lane. And in fact, I do.
There's a car exiting pit lane.
So, I don't know. The top 10 might still be possible. As Grant Cumberly. John Barker now actually up ahead of me.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Mike, I just finished a lap after that last pit, so not sure how you're going to handle those.
I'm just going to look at delta pit times, and if everyone did too, we're fine. Or had a DC. That kind of counts as a pit stop.
Yep.
Martin Edmonds up here. He is running quite high. So Barker is for
pretty
position.
sure you're 60 seconds behind our Sprig. I don't know how this happened. Anyway, my race is done.
Let's just pit and fix it.
Any aero damage, I suggest fixing it.
Yeah, you need to fix it. You're super slow on the straight.
Well, my wheel is like 180 degrees sideways.
Hit the pits.
I did. It didn't fix anything. So I gotta go again. Change tires again.
Just make sure it's enabled.
So
for
my
suspension
race
and
is
aero.
done.
You won't need to change tires, but make sure you have the boxes checked for fixing suspension and...
Make sure the boxes are checked. If they're not checked, they won't fix it. Seems kind of simple, but I don't know. People seem overwhelmed by the
I
Assetto
don't know.
Corsa
The
pit
car
system.
felt fine when I got in the pit, and when I exited, suddenly the car was undrivable. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's a different story. Don't know.
You might have probably taken an old set of tires by mistake.
Yep, new sets. Everything was set. I don't understand what happened. Whatever, it's all good. I'll try to finish.
Actually, I guess the disconnect is not so bad. It's just basically... It basically just puts me in a weird spot pit stop-wise is all. Because I'm probably going to be pitting with a lot of time still on the clock for what, effectively is my second pit stop. Leb's coming through. Alright, Sword got out of the way. Just an awkward spot. I don't hate on it at all. Still actually only about 4.5 seconds behind Spriggs, despite that hold-up. Liam Curtin up the road as well. I think John Barker struggling without the brake markers. Problem is we gotta let Leb clear us at some point here. Mountain Straight is probably the answer. Let's hit the lift. Let him come. There we go. We go back on full. There. Dealt with. Only problem is I don't actually think Leb is that much faster than me. And that means that John Barker may not even have to serve that blue for a fairly long time. How's the fuel? 26 liters basically left, 7 laps. So yeah, pit stop's gonna come just over halfway through, and I'm gonna have to bump up the fuel intake to, like, I don't know, 75-ish. Let's see. Yeah, probably 75-ish. At least 70 anyways, because 20 or 40 minutes, if we say, is going to be about 20 laps. Probably less, but for safety, we'll say 20 laps. And I'm using about 7 liters a lap every lap. So 7 liters every 2 laps, I should say. So that is going to be about 70 liters. So if we can, if we can put it up at 75, we're probably safe. Stop Mill coming up behind me. He's actually still not in the lead. And my concern is kind of coming to roost here, because I've got Barker not actually having to serve a blue flag because he's about 2 seconds ahead of Barker. I mean, but to be clear, the gap back is because I, messed up the chase again. And I can't blame the brake markers because I screwed up the chase when they were there. Just got I had a bad feel for the chase in the race today.
Cheers.
Fortunately, I assume everyone else is going to have slight problems because we are dealing with no brake markers. Down to 16 cars on track. Or 16 cars on the server, I should say. Liam Curtin has lost a spot to Barker. Not a surprise again. He was running 210s, although we only saw one 210, so we actually have no idea. That could be a good lap for him. That could be a bad lap for him. So it'll be interesting to see what he runs now that I'm, you know, close enough to get a sample size. As he gets a little bit too much on the chase there. Take him in Murray corner because he doesn't have the momentum. That one's for you, Uncle Murray. I have an Uncle Murray and there's a Murray corner. That's cannot be helped that I'm going to give him a shout out if we do something cool in the corner. Right. So Edmonds is back in play here. But he's lost a spot again. I wonder if his car is still fucked.
Heads up, Dipper is a chaos.
I'm gonna go for the pits this time. Still Leb up ahead of me. He is still not cleared John Barker. And in fact, John Barker has cleared Martin Edmonds. Do I want to pit this turn? I don't know. I've got Stop Mill coming up behind me. I'll probably pit when Stop Mill catches me, so it'll probably be next lap. Avoid the blue flags, basically. I mean, we're well off of the, well off my planned pit strategy. Yeah, 3.8, 4 seconds behind me. Yeah, that'll be this lap. So probably on lap 22, he would be coming up to lap me. And if we can make that the pit stop, then that's fine. It's kind of annoying to know that I'm keeping up with, I was keeping up for a while there with Spriggs, now I'm keeping up with Leb, and knowing that, like, you know, they're legitimately up on, like, the podium, and, I'm not terribly far off them. I mean, I guess I'm in 9th place, so, like, you know, what am I really angry about? I really need about 25 total laps. 75 total laps of fuel.
Fossil cars approaching.
We'll go with 70 liters. I think that's actually going to be too much. But at the same time, I also do want to, you know, kind of, like, you know, even if it's, like, puts me a little heavy, it technically should. Because I'm doing not much damage to repair, actually. About 1 second of damage. That's not too bad. Had a remarkably clean race from a damage standpoint, which is very nice. It's a shame, because I do legitimately feel like this could have been a lot better. But we're going to have to do a 40-second stint here. Probably a little heavy on fuel, but I don't know. The last thing you want to do is run out of fuel. Let's go, let's go. Should have turned the car on a little sooner. But through we go. So back to 10th place. Down a lap to the top 6, basically. William Murrah still in the lead. And about a minute, well, 50 plus seconds behind Liam Curtin. But fuel to the end. Got my pit stops cleared.
Slow car ahead.
Well, a DC and a pit stop. Knee is really tightening up, though, so we'll have to take a nice lie down and stretch it all out after this race, I think. Little late on the brakes into the chase there, but it actually wasn't too bad. Mike Stopmill is fighting with someone on my recording screen. Just looked over there while I was turning. So Grant Kunalerm is next up on my list. He's a blue flag. Race leader William Murrah behind me by about 13 seconds, so he won't be with me anytime soon, I don't think. It's only running 206s, which I think is fairly similar to what I'm probably running. Well, probably not. I'm probably running more like if I can run 207s, I'll be fairly happy. Because I'm overfueled. Like, to be clear, I'd be heavy regardless, because I'm doing basically a half race stint here. Not quite a half race stint, but a 40+ minute stint here to end. When the plan was to do 30-minute stints. Basically a 3D speed race here. So I'm not worried about the tires, but does mean that I'm a little heavy on fuel. Probably will be a little slow. Although apparently I pulled away from Murrah a little bit. Maybe he had made a mistake. Liam Curtin in the pit lane. So that's a chance to take that spot back. Grant Kumlarl? I'm way more confident in my pronunciation of Robin Ristek. Well, I can't remember, but when I have Robin's name out there, I did a 206.9 actually. So even with the extra fuel on board, it's not slowed me down more than a couple of tenths, anyways. Martin Edmonds is ahead of me. We'll leave the overall MFD on for a little bit here, just to get me to the next timing sector and see if I get a time as opposed to a lap count. I think I'm on the same lap as Barker and Edmonds. I hope so, because I was before the pit stop anyways, I think. We'll turn the relative back on if I end up near anybody, but I can see on the track map that things are fairly clear for me. We're basically hot lapping right now. Edmonds in theory doesn't have to pit again. I suspect Barker does. We of course have unreliable problems here with the screwed up pit window. I used so I'm the admin of the series, so it is totally my fault. I used a generator because I hate the text editing that you have to do to set up an Assetto Corsa server. But well, apparently I may actually be a lap behind Mr. Edmonds. Let's find out. Might be. That's a bummer, because I thought I was raising him in Barker, but apparently it might not be the case. Doesn't really make any sense though, because I'm behind Dave Nelson, so unless Dave is 2 laps ahead of me. And I've lost 2 laps to the big guys. And soon to be a 3rd to William Murrah. I should be on the same lap as Martin and Barker. Or Edmonds and Barker, I should say. Or Martin and John. But I am not. I mean, it may not matter if I never catch up to them.
No worries.
Logan Sword. Next on my list. Somebody in the pit lane. Could be just Romain Dumas. I think he's been pretty much parked in the pit lane for quite some time. Which is unfortunate. One of the really fast guys we had here today. Nelson on a 206.5. So I did go faster than him, 206.2. is making that supposed best lap of 2:05.6 look actually more and more possible. That on relatively heavy fuel, I am able to do low 2:06s. Tires are doing great. The only problem really is my knee, which is not liking every braking zone. We'll put it that way. Almost makes me wish I had a strategic pit stop to make so I could, you know, just kind of massage it out. Also, a little bit hungry. After this, I'm going to go probably use up a coupon I have for a $3 McChicken. It's on myself. Oh, no. Light damage. We'll see how the car feels. Too late on the brakes in a sky. Oh, no. No, this is a pit stop. This is a pit stop. Alright. Let's get the pit stop menu up. We might as well do a tire change. I mean, we'll see here. Is there a point? There really isn't one, but let's get fresh rubber on here. Talking about food, I crashed my car at Skyline. And you can see that the wheel is off center. There's no real way I can justify running this. But hey, this does actually mean that I more or less did my strategy. And on the bright side, I can do a massaging of my leg. So, let's get her into the pits. Somebody leaving, I think that's Grant K. Looking at a minute 20 in the pit lane. That's a bit nasty. There we go. Alright, let's get the massage here on the knee. Pull this up. So 9th place. 10th place, McLaughlin getting past me. Probably won't be able to catch back up to him. But maybe. Not sure who's in 11th. Probably Liam Curtin. Now that I think about it. Just by, you know, process of elimination there. It's a little better on the knee. Martin Edmonds definitely now a lap up on me. Robin Rahastek is running again. So Martin's fixed his car finally. That's good. He was the one that was complaining about coming out of the pit lane with the car still damaged. So it looks like he has figured out whatever that was. And that's good. Okay. Get that done. Alright. Car back on. Knee feels better. So, you know, looking on the bright side here. So I'm down to 11th. Behind Liam Curtin. I'm not sure where he is. Technically did not rejoin the track cleanly. Behind Michael Leb. Leb's having a good day. Or Michel Leb. Oh, that feels so much better. Like, I am in no way going to even try to claim that I intentionally crashed the car. I didn't. But, oh, on the bright side, it does feel so much better right now. So much better. Alright, so I am on the same lap as...
Are we not worrying about pit stops?
You still have to do 2 mandatory pit stops. I'm just going to clear any penalties associated.
Okay, because it's saying that I haven't done any.
Yeah, it was a mix-up with the pit window.
Yeah, same with me. I've done both of them in a row.
I can check the pit lane deltas on the log file. It's not a problem. A penalty will probably pop up at the end of the race. I will clear it. Or Martin can clear it because he has admin powers too. I have to remember what that command is. I think it's just clear all. Well, there is Liam Curtin, actually. Going kind of slowly. 213. I know he let some people through, but I don't know. Anyways, chances on. Top 10. She calls. It's taken some people hitting bad times because Rahastik's had a bad time. Dumas has had a bad time. I think those are the 2 that stand out. Richard DeRoche's had a bad time. It feels like there should be more, but this is also Bathurst, and people are going to have a bad time. I mean, even I had a crash, so... And I had a crash and a disconnect, so... I'm not going to feel any shame about being slightly happy about a top 10 here if I can get it. I mean, Liam's still a pretty good driver. I know he's... Oh, really? Really? I don't think I've ever got a track limits warning at this track, so that's a first. And then McLaughlin would be next, but I think I'm like I'm the better part, if not a full minute behind him. So that's unlikely. I remember Curtin struggles into the chase. I mean, the option to overtake at the chase is definitely there. Because people are going to struggle there. And there are a lot of people who are worse than I am at distance guesstimates. 3 minute 13 for Simmons. That must have been a pit stop lap. Which would be his tendency. He is Mr. Super late on the pit stop. Intercostal muscles is holding fairly well. Like, it hurts, but it's pretty dull. The knee was actually really a much bigger physical problem. Really want to take a drink, but I'm super close to Liam right now. And we're on the mountain. Oh, he messed up. Carrying way more speed into the Conrod and the Forest Elbow. And I got him. I think he gave that up. But he made the mistake, and I have got it through. Watch out for him to come at me at the chase. We're good. I was going to say, last time I got him at Murray Corner. No idea where McLaughlin is. I know he's more than 25 seconds ahead of me. There's my drink. Cost me 0.2 of a second, but hey.
You go fast now.
More or less driving away from Curtin. Sadly, this probably means I've got 21 minutes of fairly boringness to go here because, like I said, McLaughlin is, I think, the only other person I'm on the same lap as, other than Curtin. And he is not really anywhere in sight, we'll put it that way. So I'll have to deal with a blue flag from Max Simmons at some point. .202 for the stop. On the charge, late for the win. Still a little bit guesswork into the chase. Ignore the fact that I have a good delta going here. This is all from the second pit stop, so I don't think I've had a single good lap since. Yeah, there we are. It's a 2:06.8. And Simmons is running 2:04s behind me. So 2-3 seconds a lap. He'll be on me probably end of this lap, early next lap for the blue flag.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
I forgot that they're color-coded in terms of if I'm on the same lap as them. Completely forgot about that. White is my lap. Orange is ahead. Blue is behind. Would have solved the earlier problem with Barker and Edmonds if I was on their lap or not. Oh, he's on me already. Not going to worry about it until the Conrod, because there is nowhere from the skyline down to the Conrod. I guess you could do it at Forest Elbow. Where is he? 1 second behind? Somebody off. That is Logan Sword. Probably after the chase, actually. Is about 0.8 behind me. At the latest, I would say probably after Murray Corner. So, like, start, finish straight? Maybe not. I thought that gap would close faster, to be honest. He's still actually only 0.8 behind me. And we gotta get it done here on the mountain straight. Lift, and there. Cost me like 0.8 of a second. I didn't do that well at all. But it's hard to do it with the Porsches in the straightaway because they're so gutless. Saw it kind of earlier with Spriggs when I was trying to let him through. It requires a solid lift. And at other tracks I wouldn't worry about it. It's just, you know, you don't want to hold the guy up all the way through the hill section. Or the mountain section, I should say. The Mount of...
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Panorama. McLaughlin got into it with somebody.
Fucking thing came out from underneath me.
Looks like he spawned. I might have a hope yet. I mean, he's still not on my timing screen, so I have no idea, but my timing screen actually only goes up about 13 seconds. Because I'm about 13 seconds behind John Barker, who is the highest rated person on there. 15 minutes? I mean, I guess I was hoping for a little... Oh, hang on. He might be in the pit lane. Which is not what I was hoping for. And he's bailed. No, don't bail. So aside from letting Simmons through, that was a good lap. Keep in mind that Simmons had us down like 0.8 when I went through there, and I mean we ended up only like 0.9 off of our best of this stint. Mind you, our best of this stint is not great. It's a high 206. So, you know, low bar, I suppose. I'm up to 8th place actually. So somebody else is out. Presumably whoever McLaughlin hit. I am the direct halfway point of this race right now. I am ahead of 7 drivers and behind 7 drivers. But I'm a lap down to John Barker, who is next on my list. So...
Alright, my entire PC crashed.
Hop back in. Mine did, and, you know, I came back. So that's who I picked up a spot on. It was Martin. Alright, he's come back. Yay! Might be actually on the same lap as me.
Sorry.
.2057, nice. And I'm keeping with Simmons, so I don't know. I probably didn't have to let him through. And Edmonds rejoins. We're both being shown in 8th place. I think I have it, though. So he is on my lap, though, so that's nice. Only 13 seconds behind Barker, but he's actually got a lap on me, so it's technically 2 minutes and 20 or so. Not really anything. I'm 18 seconds to the good over Liam Curtin. Martin's in 10th and just rejoined. So there's not really anything coming behind me. It's just finishing up 11 minutes or so, and I guess hoping someone in the top 7 has to do pit stop. Logan Sword. Getting around there. Cursory glance at the fuel. More than enough. I got like 10 laps left. There's like 5 laps left in the race. I've got 10 laps of fuel left, so yeah, not a problem. I guess 6 laps probably actually. Depending on where the leader is. Not that overfueled, but keep in mind I also lost a lap to being in the pits, so even that wouldn't be too bad, I guess. It'd be only like 5 laps too many.
I'll let you pass in the straight.
I think McLaughlin's back.
Thank you.
Or maybe it was Dave Brock who was talking. Nah, Dave Brock does not sound like that, though. And he's muted, so sounded like McLaughlin. Could be also that he never left. And it was, you know, actually someone else. .205.664, fastest lap of the race for me. Not that it really matters. Coming up to Dave Brock there. Oh, he did let Simmons through. That's good. Dave Brock and I spent a lot of time talking about blue flags. Was an area a little bit of concern. Just getting him 100% up to snuff. That really was kind of my concern, actually, is that he has to use the brakes sometimes up on the hill where you're not really supposed to. So, gave me a little bit of a heart attack there, but I was prepped for it. Honestly, would have been better off just making me wait to the Conroy or Forest Elbow. But he doesn't know that I'm just basically racing nobody. Like, because it looks like to everyone else I'm racing John Barker, who's 9 seconds up the road. 10 seconds up the road, I guess. But, he's actually lapped me. I'd love to get my lap back on him. There's maybe enough time for that. Lower back is starting to whipped me a little bit. Knee is developing its problem again. I forgot to put my knee brace on for this race. Yes, I put a knee brace on for racing. Sue me, my body sucks. This is why I don't sign up for every ESR series, because the amount of time I can actually spend in this rig is kind of limited by back, knee, and not necessarily ass problems, but because of the back problems, ass problems. Got a little too aggressive through. I don't know the turns at the top of the hill all that well. I know that they're mostly like something park, but overcooked it just a little bit. Took a hit against the wall. Car still looks okay. See my livery in action there for a little bit. Also, we'll see it probably over on the commentary side of things. I'm not sure who it means by the car ahead, to be honest. Is that John Barker or is that Max Simmons? Because, to be honest, it doesn't really matter either way. Not racing either of them. They are both a lap ahead. Can't even see 9th place, which is presumably still Liam Curtin. My back is not happy. I actually have thought of something that might make the scoring a little bit easier for this series. I've been trying to figure out something. I've been wanting to tag people as pro, basically. Or give them a tag. But, it generates a additional scoring table that I don't want. But what if I tag everyone as overall? Will that work? Ponder that tonight. sorry for the lack of scintillating commentary here. I mean, one, it's been a long race, but there's also just not a ton to talk about right now. And the fact that it's Brands Hatch means I do want to focus a considerable amount on the driving. So next lap will be the last one. So catching Barker, but not nearly enough to get the lap back.
Okay.
Barker do that time? 2:05.9 for Simmons. And 2:06.1 for me, so I'm keeping up with a guy who has been at the front most of the day. That being said, did I have much more than an 8th place in me, given that I crashed? Like, take away the lap loss to the disconnect. And, I mean, realistically, it's, you know, maybe ahead of John Barker in 7th place. So I don't feel the result actually is that different just because of the crash for damage. Because if I had not had that, then maybe I'm feeling a little bit more hard done by the whole thing. But it's probably fine. I wanted a top 10 at a silver podium, and I think... Well, I got the top 10, and presume... no, I don't have the silver podium, because it's going to be Simmons, Leb, and Barker, I think. I think I'm in 4th amongst the silvers. Which is weird. Means only half the top 8 actually were pros. Which I assume are William Murrah, Mike Stockmill, John Spriggs, oh, actually, we don't even really have to deal with the penalties because just everyone's going to get 130 out of their time.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So, you know, statistically, the results are going to be a bit wank, but effectively the same. If anyone doesn't get the 130-second penalty, let me know, and then we'll deal with it. Hey, my safety rating's up in the 90s again. So, cool down lap here. Probably won't get all the way through it. But I do like to run it. Makes it feel like a real race. Although I probably am going slightly too fast for the cool down lap, I must say. Probably should not be doing, you know, probably should be doing something like 70 or maybe 80, not 100. There we go. Oh, Martin Edmonds did not get it, so hang on. I'm going to take a screenshot. Yeah, I don't think we have to do anything penalty-wise. Looks like Martin didn't get the 130, but I think he's 12th either way. He's 2 laps ahead of the next car and 3 laps behind the next car, so not much to work with there. I was 2 laps.
Good
ahead of
race,
Barker.
everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Martin, if you're still in the chat, I'm sorry. I just had the car spinning in front of me. I didn't know which way it was going to go. I just couldn't do anything but brake.
So the next racing stuff that we'll have is going to be a little while away. It'll be the next 3D Speed event, I guess, in 2 weeks' time. About a week and a half, anyways. So, anyways, let me know what you think about the webcam. Is it something worth even having? I don't mind if it's not. I don't mind if it is. It didn't seem to affect the performance either way. You just get to see me, or you don't get to see me. That's your choice. And it's not blocking anything off, because the only thing there is my ratings, which, I mean, if you want, I can just give them to you. No CP rating, 87 racecraft, 94 safety, 28 pace, 74 car control, 88 consistency, and 97 track rating. So, there, you have my stats.